All right, so welcome back. We have a special taping today because we're going to be talking about cats, and we have some special guests. This is Charlie, and that's Molly, and this is Annetta, Charlie and Molly's mom. And we're going to talk about feeding cats raw today. So these two may not stay here forever because they're checking out the store. There's lots of interesting scents and things to see, but we thought it'd be a really good idea for our subscribers and people checking in to hear firsthand about transitioning a cat and cats onto a raw diet, what it's like, how it's done, what the experiences are. So Annetta, thanks for joining us. So first thing, let's talk about Charlie and Molly. These two beautiful felines. Tell us about them.
So Charlie, I found him on Kijiji and went to pick him up, and it was a very, very bad place where I picked him up, and he was like crazy wild because the men just locked him in the room. But I could not leave him because I love cats. So we took him home, and within 3 days I had him tamed and purring, and he was wonderful. And then, so our first cat, we had to put it down when he was 9.5. So Charlie was very sad, and then we got Molly 2 years later, and she's awesome, and the two love each other so much. They're both really awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So any specific personality traits for either?
Yes. The male is very calm and sweet and loving and purring, and she's a little bit of a troublemaker.
She's a wild child.
She's a wild child. She's so sweet though. She's so sweet and loving, and then causes trouble.
What's the craziest, wildest thing she's ever done?
She will hop on the highest bookcase ever and throw down whatever's on top. Yeah, she will wreck. I had a nice wine glass in a thing, and she just wrecked it, and wrecked something else this weekend. But she's so cute.
Right.
So I can't get mad.
They're just being cats.
She's so cute. They're just cats.
Right.
And she's so cute.
I love it.
I'm like, oh, okay. So we always say you're so lucky. You're so cute and pretty. Because you're awesome.
Right.
So yeah.
So both Charlie and Molly, their main nutritional sustenance is raw food.
Yes.
Right. So how long have they been on raw for?
Since I met Donna. When did I meet Donna?
Donna.
So I've been doing Donna's hair for 3 years?
Okay.
3, yes. And so so of course she talked me into the switch.
Right.
Because Charlie always had UTIs.
Right.
And I put them on raw food, and he doesn't have UTIs anymore.
So Charlie hasn't had a UTI in almost 3 years
Yes.
since you put him on raw.
That's right.
Okay. Very interesting.
Yes. And their fur is so so much nicer. Yeah, they're way better off.
Cool. So when you started them on raw, was there any challenges?
No.
Anything you had to do to transition them?
No.
Now, did you feed a wet food or a dry food before you started them on raw?
The wet. No, they were on dry before.
Right.
I gave them the wet. Done. And now if they can be hiding in the farthest corner of their house, and I'll say, "Are you hungry?" And they fly down the stairs. And I have to separate them from feeding each other because they will steal each other's food.
Right.
If one's done first, the other one will, and Charlie will put his paw in her bowl and go, I'm taking that.
Right.
So I have to watch them.
Right.
But they love it. They gobble it up in minutes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, do you feed twice a day or once a day?
Twice, morning and night.
Right.
Because Charlie is a cat that will eat all day long.
Ah.
So I had to monitor that, and so I feed them morning and night.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us about the, once you started them on this species-appropriate diet, a raw food diet for cats, what are some of the things you noticed in terms of a change in them once you got them onto a real food diet?
So their health was way better.
Right.
And their fur, they're just way more healthier looking. They are in energy. They have so much energy. So I have stairs in my place, and they like fly up and down those stairs after each other and play and play and play. They have so much more energy.
Right. And I guess one thing that we haven't touched on for a lot of our customers out there, they know our tagline is "Proof is in the poop."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the experience with the litter box?
So just normal, like not like easy to clean out the litter box. Like nothing major, nothing. They never have hairballs. Never ever have hairballs. And my first one did, and he was never on raw food.
So the interesting thing is, for a lot of our customers that and people out there that have cats, it's important to know hairballs and UTIs are not a sign of a healthy cat.
Right.
And a lot of it has to do with nutrition.
Yes.
So hairballs and UTIs are not a good thing because number one, there's something wrong inside. Number two, there's visits to the vet, which can get very...
So spend the money on on raw food or vet bills.
Yeah. Right.
I haven't been to a vet since. Like...
That's amazing.
Right? Like it's good. They love it. They love it.
All right. So let's go back to Charlie and Molly for a bit. Do they have any favorite proteins they like to eat, or types of proteins?
No, they like all of it.
So you mix it up?
I mix it up. I buy this, I buy that, and everything I throw in their bowl, they eat it.
That's amazing.
It's gone in a minute.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they love all of it, all the flavors.
And what about some of their favorite treats?
So I don't know that they have a favorite. Well, Molly, this, like, if we were at home, so the rabbit paw thing.
Yeah.
So she would throw, like, she loves that. They have loved the chicken feet. The frozen chicken feet. Oh my gosh, I got hair in my... Okay, so they love the frozen chicken feet too.
So this is another interesting aspect of feeding where a lot of cat owners don't realize too, is that cats being obligate carnivores, and when I'm saying obligate carnivores, all they should be eating is muscle meat, bone, organ meat, potentially a little bit of botanicals and grasses and things like that.
Right.
That's all they need to survive, and that mixture of organ meat and muscle meat and things like that should consist of an amino acid called taurine. Taurine's really important for cats to survive and thrive on because they can't produce that amino acid themselves.
Right.
So that can be found in muscle meat. It can be found in specific organ meats in very high concentration. So a big difference between cat food and dog food in the raw world is the types of organ meat and the amount of organ meat in the mixture. And obviously cats are being a little tinier in size.
Yes.
It's usually a much finer grind for them to be able to process effectively. So one of the nice things though about a raw diet, and for cats that are engaged to it, is what can we do to get them to use their jaws and their teeth,
right,
and things like chicken feet or and frozen chicken necks, or maybe a neat little treat like a rabbit ear or a rabbit's foot, where they actually have to use their teeth, use their jaws. They're engaged, they're happy when they're doing it. But what a lot of people don't realize as well is it's cleaning their teeth as they're crunching through hard cartilage or things like a rabbit ear or a rabbit foot. It just makes them happy. Well, this has been great. Annetta, I want to thank you so much for bringing Charlie and Molly out to visit with us.
You're welcome.
I loved hearing your story. And your cats look frickin' so amazing and so healthy. And it's fantastic that they're engaged to the raw food and that it was so easy for you to do.
Day one, it was so easy.
That's incredible.
The first shot, and it was like they loved it.
Now, to be honest, not all cat owners have that same ease of transition. Some can be very challenging for some cats that are finicky or are set in their ways to try to change behavior. But there's lots of different ways to help transition even the finickiest or pickiest of cats, and we've got all those tricks up our sleeves here. So
my customer today, I give them it raw, cold out of the fridge, and my customer today, she had to cook it for her cat.
Right.
which is fine too, right? Just not,
Yep, there's certain bits of raw out there that doesn't have bone and
Yeah.
cartilage. It's a dust or a calcium carbonate mixture, which can be heated up and cooked, which is one of those tricks that we can show our
Yes.
customers as they're trying to find the ways to ease it in. Because
Yeah.
once they start eating and the body responds well, then they get
Really
addicted
well.
to it.
Yeah.
And they do great.
They love it. They love it.
So that's great. So to finish up here, Netta, thank you so much for your time.
You're
You've
welcome.
been wonderful. It was great to meet your cats. They're having some fun around here, checking everything
They
out.
are having fun. They're
it's-
loving it. I can see they love it.
Yeah, so for those of you out there who have thought about moving your cats onto raw, or even haven't thought about moving your cats onto raw, is probably the best thing you're going to do for them for their overall longevity, their overall health. Keep the vet bills to a minimum. Eliminate those fur balls and UTIs, which many cats are prone to when they're on a dry, highly processed food. And if you have any questions or you want to learn more, just visit us in one of our stores in Oakville or Burlington. Come check us out online to see all the different types of cat food we have available. So for now, thanks again for joining us, and we'll look forward to speaking with you again.